Good morning, sports fans. Today is Monday, May 11th, 2026. You're watching RateGame Live with your host, Nick Mark George. We always look to the producer to give a thumbs up so we know that when I speak, it can be heard and there's no issues. Happy Monday. What's up, Kings fan? How we doing? How we living? How was your weekend? Hope you had a good Mother's Day. Thank you for watching, and let us begin. So this is a show, sports show. We talk about sports here. So FYI, you're looking for something else. Sorry, gotta keep looking, because what we do is we basically use the voice of the fan, the words, the ratings, the feelings. Good morning, Flame. How are you? Very busy. What's that? I said happy Monday to him. Molly's like, Kings fan said happy Monday and you didn't say anything. I did. He's the first person I said happy Monday to. So yeah, this is a sports show. Every morning we come to you live and we talk about the things that happened in the last 24 hours. So what is special and unique and different and unlike any other sports show that you'll find is the segments and the shape of the show, the format, the structure is largely determined by you, the sports fans. So how do we do that? Well, you rate games and then you leave your reviews on them. I see what you had to say. I do some research. I find some interesting things, package it together in a nice little tight rundown, and we say, go team. So every morning we do this. We start it the same way, and we end by and large in the same way. And that is with a question, single question, 4 words. Were the sports good? Hashtag WTSG. And from there, we will divide and conquer. So have a MSG South Knicks invasion to talk about. Philly's down pretty bad right now. Don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's pretty remarkable what happened to that city over the weekend. Alien's elbow and Ao's leg. So the Spurs and Wolves got into it last night. Some body parts flying. We will definitely take a look at that. Barn scenes. So some hockey lexicon has started to creep into my sports vernacular, and the scenes from these arenas have just been spectacular. Take a look at, or we'll talk about rather, Montreal and then Las Vegas. The Washington Wizards had a stroke of good luck finally with the draft lottery yesterday, securing the number 1 pick. Take a look at that. What does it all mean? And then we have a sports history for the ages, a incredible scene, incredible call, harkening back to my youth, 2007. So I was an adolescent, really. And then we will close the show with the final 48. That is every single day we are learning about a new country as we progress and march towards the 2026 World Cup, which kicks off on June 11th. So strap in. This is an action-packed show. We are off to the races. Okay, so the first thing we must do to get us set for our path forward is how the sports were. So mixed night, 6.45. Another weekend day, a Sunday with 6 leagues on Mother's Day, 6 leagues in action. You had the NBA, you had baseball, you had hockey, you had Premier League, Major League Soccer, and the WNBA. Oh, I think on my rundown, I didn't even mention this, but we'll squeeze it in. There was a very important Premier League game yesterday that I watched that was extremely dramatic, and that came down to a controversial, which I don't think was controversial at all, call. So we'll take a look for the English Premier League fans, because that was very important. 403 ratings. Quite high. 944 overall, almost 1,000 on the platform. Haven't seen that since March Madness, so that's very exciting. That's like people discovered us and then all of a sudden went off and found games that mattered to them, that they remembered, to log and start to build out their little sports diary, their little sports journal. Very cool to see. I always love it when a little influx of the rookie Raider achievements start to trickle in. That means that we got some new folks, some new fans in the community. Huge spike at 2 a.m., which means that was right around 8 o'clock Eastern. So it could have been hockey, could have been baseball, could have been the NBA, could have been the NBA. Definitely not the Knicks, though. The Knicks wiped the floor with the Sixers, and outside of the Knicks fans, if you're a neutral, that just wasn't really enjoyable. The Knicks have not, much to the chagrin of the haters, have not been playing in any sort of close basketball games. By and large, they've just been wiping the floor with their opponents. I can't believe it. It's insane. I just can't believe it. The Major League Baseball was pretty good yesterday for 15 games. I mean, that's a healthy slate. 6.45. We love to see that. NHL is the only one that goes green. The WNBA had 4 games in action as they wrap up their opening weekend. 6.63. That's the second highest league. So overall, mixed night. 27 games, 6 leagues, 944 total ratings submitted. That is your Sunday in the books. All right. So back to the board. MSG South. So I mentioned on the program yesterday that the Knicks had the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever, and that is go to Philly after their hockey team lost a heartbreaker and was swept by Carolina. The Knicks were in town, and they did the same thing, albeit in different fashion. No overtime was needed for this one. In fact, this game was over by halftime. The Knicks just came into Philly and snuffed out any sort of hopes or dreams that, Philly, listen, it was 3-0. So you knew this was coming. The only thing that Philly had to play for was pride, and I guess that wasn't enough yesterday because the Knicks were everywhere. I mean, they just invaded Philadelphia. I had never, in all my years of being a Knicks fan, I'm not just saying this to, be dramatic or anything. Like, I'd never seen or heard an opponent's arena so favorable for the Knicks. And I think what you had is a perfect storm. You had, a Sunday. You had the fact that it was 3-0. Philadelphia is a train ride away from the city. And you probably had a lot of motivated Knicks fans because, number one, we're just starving for this. We are starving for any semblance of a championship run. And we are just so petty, man. Like when Joel Embiid was saying, don't sell your tickets to Knicks fans heard that. It was like, challenge accepted. Like, you're going to challenge us. You're going to say that we can't come and watch the Knicks play in your arena. So this was pretty much the culmination of how it was going for the Knicks yesterday and the Sixers. This is a sequence in the third with the Knicks already up 24, and it happened in the blink of an eye. This is Brunson, 5 points in a matter of probably 6 seconds. All right, here we go.
Jalen Brunson. Brunson, another excellent game, 17 points, 6 assists, the crossover, the drive, inside, reverse, he's got it. Sweet move from Jalen Brunson.
Boom.
Deflected by McBride. Brunson a 3. Bang! It's a 20
You hear that?
lead.
Do you hear that?
What
do you say? Brunson smile in the game. It was all smiles yesterday. There was just jubilation. The Knicks were dishing and swishing. Shout out Walt Clyde. I mean, crazy. They set the record or tied the record, I think, 3 different times at every stage of the game. So they hit 11 threes in the first quarter. This is tied the playoff record. They had 18 at halftime, another tie. And then they had 25 makes from 3 to end the game. 3-way tie in terms of threes. It's the most threes that they've ever made as a franchise, but the playoff record for threes made in a game is 25. Knicks now are tied with whoever the record holder is. I'm not sure. So, yeah, it's not lost on me. The malpractice of a franchise, the years of Kurt Rambis and Derek Fisher and guys like Lou Munson, Karl-Anthony Early. Some names for you, especially the younger folks who might not understand or realize. For the Knicks to sweep a second-round series and the playoffs in the year 2026, it's been a long time coming since I've seen them play basketball this well. Consistently. It's the consistency, folks. That's what is just not confusing. It's just a new feeling. It's just like, well, can I actually trust these guys? Can I depend on them? Will they do this again and again and again? So far, they haven't. The bottom hasn't fallen out yet. I'm just like kind of like waiting with bated breath. It's like, there's no way this is real, right? Like, is this how it works when your team all of a sudden just like figures it out and wins and looks good and has fun and there's no drama? Like OG Anunoby is probably like posted up with his feet on the couch, just nursing that hamstring. He's got a whole week off now. Knicks have a whole week off to just chill and rest and recover. Mind you, they've, same as Carolina, I'm a little bit worried, talking about hockey now, and the other team that just swept and is now just like hanging around waiting for the other series to conclude. You do worry about, just kind of losing the mojo, losing the momentum. But I think 2015 Cavs, thank you, Flame. Thank you. NFL at 0. What a horrible week for them. Yes. Back to the where the sport's good. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit. I'm not there yet all the way, but I'm very excited. I want to see who our opponent's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Cavs are probably the better matchup in terms of the height that they have. They have Mobley and Jared Allen. But the Pistons definitely have the chip on their shoulder because we bounced them last year. So either way, look, it's not like the Knicks are going to coast to the finals, and by no means am I saying that. But I think based on what I've seen in terms of just I'll say credentials and the depth and the bench and like anybody, Deuce McBride coming off the bench or starting last night in place of OG. And I think he was like 6 for 6 at one point from 3. And the Deuce chance, like there's just something special. There's just something special about this Knicks team. And I haven't been able to say that in a long time. So don't want to kick a city when they're down, but this is the first time that a city has been swept in back-to-back days in the same round. So they asked Josh Hart, who went to Villanova, who definitely has ties to Philly, won championship there, went to college there. They asked him what he thought of Philly as a sports town.
How many fans were here today?
Nah, man, because everybody was begging for Philly to not sell their tickets and all that stuff. So, man, yeah, I used to think Philly was a sports town. I don't know if it is anymore.
Ouch. He said that with a big smile on his face. He said that. He knew what he was saying when he said that. So that's Josh, giving the sound bite there. And then you had the most hilarious thing. So first of all, I've never even heard of this. Papa's Freezeria. Is this like a old school game? Is this a game that you used to play as a kid? So Jalen, after the Knicks sweep, hops on this game and is making, I think the concept here is you need to make slushies. I don't know, you like serve icy. So here's Jalen in his little webcam after the Knicks sweep the Sixers playing Papa's Freezeria. Look at how excited he is. Like getting pumped up about the slushie he's making. The music. Look at his face. So that's how the King of New York gets down after a sweep of Philly. He's going back. He's probably playing this is like his comfort game. He's making a little slushy. Look at his little beanie, his little headphones. It's so funny. He's just a different man. So Nike came out with this ad after the sweep, which was just the coldest thing ever. Look at that. Too much to process. Oof. Ouch. So cold. That's my guy. That's the king, man. That's the guy who took a massive salary cut so we could sign other guys to build this team, this championship team. And so always the home team. Jeez, Nike's just on it, man. So good. All right, so back to the big board. Alien's elbow and Ayo's leg. So last night, the second game after the Knicks sweep was the Western Conference, the clash of Ant-Man and the Alien. And it certainly was a clash. We definitely got some insane moments in this game. So first and foremost, I tuned in to a Spurs team that was playing without Wemby. And I was like, wait, what? What happened? I got this alert that he had been ejected. So obviously I go immediately to X, and this is the first thing I see.
There you go. There's the back. The puck's out. There's that.
Oh,
That's ooh. That's a problem for the Spurs.
that's a
It's
problem.
going to be a flagrant one. That's going to be upgraded.
The criteria for a flagrant foul. There is a possibility that's a 2.
What a chin. Yasumo has a hell of a chin. All right, is that Naz Reid? That's Naz Reid.
Seeing it at a different time
There you go,
than
yeah.
You are at home. There's
Oh
no
my
reaction. The penalty 2 in a flagrant foul is unnecessary.
So this is the innocence of Wemby. He doesn't even realize that it's a flagrant 2 is an automatic ejection. There's a scene of him and Wiggins. He's like asking Wiggins, he's like, does that mean I'm ejected? He's like whispering to him. He's like, what does that mean? Here it is. So they call the flagrant 2. And I don't, Wemby's never gotten a flagrant before. He's not a malicious guy. He's also like a young kid, so he doesn't even know what's happening. So he's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Am I ejected? I'm ejected? I'm out? Yup. Hey, what does that mean? What does the flagrant 2 mean? You're ejected. You're out. I'm out? Yeah. Okay. He leaves without issue. Some hilarious reactions here. Watch this. Watch Champagne's face.
There's that. There's that.
Oh.
Ooh. There's that.
Oh. Oh, that's Harper. That's Dylan Harper. That's the kid from Rutgers. That's so funny. It's like, oh my goodness.
There's that.
Oh. So everybody was shook. Everybody was shocked that that happened. So wide open for the T-Wolves, and you know that the place was going crazy. And Ant-Man went off in the fourth quarter, but this game was still extremely close. Even without Wemby, the T-Wolves were actually behind for most of this game until the fourth quarter, when this play happened so quickly that I don't think people even realized. I certainly didn't. I needed to see the replay. Seeing it in real time, I was like, wow, that was close. Like, good for AO. He got his handle on the ball. But between Wemby's elbow and AO's leg, the limbs were, they're calling this the limb game. Actually, nobody's calling it. It's just me. Watch this.
If it's still in the air in the backcourt, it's still a violation.
Thus the timeout, thus the long pass. Sumu touches it, not a violation, and he's able to secure it in the corner. Is it a tie-up? No, it's a foul first.
If it's
So in real time, it doesn't look that crazy. Watch this. This close from going out of bounds, and the Spurs getting the ball with plenty of time to draw up a play and potentially tie the game. If not for this leg, this save from AO's leg.
look at this. This should have been a turnover right here.
For sure, should have.
Oh, it hit off his leg.
Little hacky sack.
How lucky is that?
Not his stinky leg. That was his good leg. Because
Come
there's no way he should have caught that and kept.
Oh, that was a turnover.
Sumu
Oh
did
my
not come to
gosh.
the line.
How crazy is that? So we'll never know. But the Wolves go on to win. And now that one is, I believe, to a pop. Don't quote me on that, though. Let's check it out together. Yeah. Wow. We're all tied up. All tied up at the Target Center on Mother's Day. Ant-Man came alive in the fourth. This was Jack Sauer's 1,000th rating. Wow. Community showing love for Jack. Congrats on 1,000. Great game. Wembenyama's ejection obviously had a humongous impact on this one, but Anthony Edwards stepped up big time. 36 points total, 36 points, and 16 in the fourth. That's my Georgia Bulldog legend. That's right. Shout out Ant-Man. He's a dog. Everyone's saying congrats. Nice. Very cool. So, Wemby, I don't think you can elbow him, just saying. Yes, that's not allowed. I wonder if he'll get fined for that because it was a flagrant. Wemby did not deserve that. Agree to disagree. I think he definitely deserved that. You can't do that. He destroyed him. I wasn't by accident. He was throwing that thing. That was an alien elbow. That was like full force. I think it's a classic case of I didn't realize how strong I was there or how violent I was, with how much force I was doing it. I think he immediately regretted it. Almost took it without Wemby. With him back and a home, this is just going to light a fire. Oh, at home. Got it. Yep. Wemby ejected for nothing. Interesting. Low key, I just don't care about either team, so I do not care who wins these. Sorry. That's totally fine. That's allowed. F Wemby. Enjoyable. Wish Wemby finished the job. Wolves forgot how to play basketball for a quarter and a half, but all G. Ant-Man to the rescue. Wemby turned into Ron Artest today. Wemby tried to kill Naz Reid. So funny, man. Understandable. Yellow for the Spurs. Green for the Wolves. And green for the neutrals. Neutrals and Wolves are Wolves fans on the same page in this one. That's a 7-6. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So That is tied to a pot. We'll see them not tonight, but on Tuesday. All right, barn scenes. So yesterday also had a double feature with the NHL. Excuse me. Getting ahead of myself there. The NFL released their schedule today. So double feature in the NHL. You had Montreal in action against the Buffalo Sabres, and you had the Las Vegas Knights going toe-to-toe with the... Come on now. I know this. Oh, the Ducks. Yes, the Anaheim Ducks. And I lost sound. It's good that I caught that because I would have been playing it. All right. So in that first one, you had the Montreal Canadiens, who I didn't realize, but they have some of the most insane fans, I think, in all of sports, honestly. I think it's not just hockey. I just have not seen a home crowd with this much energy and juice. Like, look at this. Look at this scene here.
This kid's going through, and what are you?
So this is the Canadians with the game in hand, 6-2. Basically, like giving a send off or showing appreciation for their rookie goalie.
Think of what this kid's going through and what a year it has been. No rookie goaltender this year had more wins than he did with 29, and he's about to win
Look at
another
that
playoff game, and he's smiling.
Big smile.
Wow. Just soaking
the
it.
fan had a stop sign with Dobish on it, and this building came to its feet.
Chills. Look at that.
Hey, Mom, happy Mother's Day. I'm in the NHL.
That is what they mean when they say it's a barn. That's like barn energy. So let's all just go to the barn and lose our voices. They interviewed him after the game too, and let me see if I can find it. Here he is. Just the biggest smile on his face. Never heard of this guy, but obviously he's the man in Montreal. Unbelievable. Is it because he's a rookie and he's the goalie, like the most important position? I do know that he got player of the game like handily. Let up 2 goals, but didn't matter because the Habs just stomped him. There he is. Jacob. Such a French spelling of Jacob. Jakub. Jakub. Dobes? Is that how you pronounce it? Rookie goaltender. Montreal's goaltending was a big question mark throughout most of the season, but he really stepped up. Okay, got it. So they're just showing love. They're just showering him with appreciation. Scenes from the barn. Player of the game. Let's see. 7-3. Ooh, another yellow for the losing team. Okay. 6.3 for Buffalo. 8.4 for the Habs. Here's your number 1 resident Habs fan, Jay Breeden. Habs have clearly figured out Buffalo's style of play. The traffic in front of Dobis bet is incredible, and Dobis net is incredible, but that, what? But the Habs are doing a good job at clearing them from there. Alex Newhook with a hell of a performance in these playoffs so far. Perfectly placed for the first goal to get us started after a shaky goal from Buffalo in the first minute of the game. Second goal is just an absolutely nasty one from Hudson. This guy is the best player I've ever seen touch the ice. No one on Montreal even compared to him. He's just so effing good. Alex Lyon can't be fully blamed for both losses, but Luukkonen will definitely be playing the next game. Really solid performance, but the job is not done yet. Cole and what? Dobish. Okay. Dobish. Dobish. Cole and Slav, I said 5-on-5 goal, but hey, this still works in the team's favor. Ollie, bro, the number 2. Team has no quit. The spirit you want to see in the playoffs. Dobish, what can I say? He was dialed in. Lots of hockey left, and I expect more battles. I did not like Arbor's punch at the end. Not necessary. Let us stay composed for game 4. Composure, key. Fun, dominant performance from Yves Missionary. Black Op 99. Most egregious refs I've ever seen, but we got it done, and we can do it again. For show. We were so unlucky at the start. It was ridiculous, but I'm happy to see Cole get one. Oh, yeah. So Cole Caulfield, our guy, the young man, I think he was in a bit of a dry spell here, goal-wise, until he saw one. He actually got a very, very nice little helping hand here. This is a great pass to get Cole off the schneid and into the net. Let's take a look.
Davidoff, Hudson, what a move! Hudson out in front of the score.
Doesn't get easier than that.
This felt the same. Greenway's up
Little
there doing
peek.
what he can without a stick.
Dink.
So
Oh.
Hudson's able to dance around him. He doesn't
Money.
look for Caulfield. He sees him out of his peripheral vision here.
Boom. It's in the breadbasket. If you're Caulfield, you got to be like, thank you so much, Hudson. That is the assist if I've ever seen one. All right. So the Habs are taking care of business, as are the Avalanche. Let me go check a look. Sorry, not the Avalanche. The Ducks of Anaheim. There was 2 goals by this guy and Moore. Ducks have finally scored on the power play. Okay, so they couldn't score on the power play, but then this guy and Moore came back, and I think he put 1 in on the power play, and then this was the goal that basically put it to bed. Still early in the third, though, so I guess the Knights scored 1 more because the final score was 3-4, but this was essentially the decider. This is the nail in the coffin.
Cross. Wanted Zellweger for the shot there. Here's Moore, another chance. Look at Boston.
Oh, wow.
Ian Moore.
Wrister. Dang.
Wanted Zellweger for the shot there. Here's Moore, another chance. Look at Boston.
I love the little fake out. A little like, I'm going to just slap shot this. Nope.
Moore, another chance. Look at Boston.
Very, very cool. So I think that one's tied. Let me see. Yeah, 4-3. The Knights snuck one in. Yeah, so this is tied to a pop. Moore had 1 goal. Oh. It was his first goal of the playoffs. Okay. Thank you, Flame. What would I do without Flame? He's just on it. He's just bringing it this Monday morning. Thank you, Flame. Cutter. Gaither? Gautier? Yeah. Another French name? Potentially. That's your player of the game. See some takes. Oh, no Vegas fans yet. 8.3 from the Ducks fans. Start was really slow and didn't have much going on. The goals started piling up, and the intensity stayed high with some big hits. It turned into a total blast to watch by the end. See what the Ducks fans had to say. Here we go. Ducks beat the Golden Knights in a nail by tying the series. Darth Plague, number 1 Ducks fan. The Ducks bounced back by improving in every facet of their game. Dostal was great. They got 2 power play goals. They didn't give Vegas too many chances, and they had 2 times as many goals on Hart as they did any other game. This series is tied, going back to Vegas. Very nice. So 7.8 for that one. 7.3 for the other. Very nice. Very nice. So that is your pronounced cut butt go tie. Oh, Cutter? Cutta? Cut? Yes. Cut butt? Cut butt. Cut butt Gauthier. I don't mean to butcher your name, so I'm gonna stop trying. All right, so barn scenes. Oh, so the Washington Wizards. So the NBA draft lottery was yesterday, and I love the fact that we're putting these up there now. These meaning like lotteries as experiences, because it happens in the blink of an eye. You know, it's just like ping pong balls, and then it's like a 30-minute program. They did it right into the Knicks game, so it was like an easy watch. And really what was, I think, the most disappointing, or the franchise that got shafted. So I think the two plot lines, right? People were saying if OKC gets a, let's say top 5 pick, then this is absolutely rigged and we riot. That didn't happen. That was killed almost immediately. I think they got the 12th, 13th. So immediately OKC was at it. But the Pacers, unfortunately, were also the unlucky ones in this one, because they had a terrible, terrible season. They absolutely fell apart without Holly. And I'm trying to see if I have the reaction of this Pacers fan reaction. You see at Pacers fans, after going 19-63 just to lose their first round pick. Unbelievable. Massive. Least. So here's why everyone is saying like it's terrible. Pacers' first round pick has now conveyed to the Clippers after it failed to land in the top 4. The Zubac trade now looks like this. The Clippers received Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, the number 5 overall pick, the 2029 unprotected first, and a future second. And the Pacers got Ivica Zubac. So that is like, and here's what was awful about it: their social team, because they're literally like taking like the biggest risk ever by doing this, was like making a big deal about it. It was like pumping it up. Like even Halliburton, I think, was tweeting about it, saying like, we're ready. Like, don't let us down, DJ McConnell. He was, they had a hype video. They had a hype video for the draft lottery. I've never seen that before. Get it done today, 9. He's like cheering on TJ McConnell, who literally is just going to get up to a podium and be there, just like stand there and wait to see what the ping pong ball reveals. And now he's saying this is the follow-up tweet after that didn't go as planned. He's just got a sense of humor. Little Uzi Vert. So yeah, that absolutely backfired. But congrats to the Wizards on getting the number 1 pick. They have the clear, and probably this is a foregone conclusion, but it'll be AJ Dybantsa from BYU. But they sent John Wall, who was a former number 1 pick. So they have the good juju working for them. And here's the moment when they got number 1.
Picking second will be the Utah Jazz. And that means that the number 1 pick.
Like, oh, it's like he just won the Academy Award or something. Look at it. He's like, he goes to get up. He thinks it's like time to give a speech or something. And then he sits back down.
And the 2026 NBA draft goes to the Washington Wizards.
He's like, oh, whoops.
The Washington Wizards win.
So you don't have to accept the pick. You got it. The Wizards got it. So congrats to them. AJ Dybantsa, you are a Washington Wizard, as they say. All right, real quick, the baseball did not get any love, and I thought there was a hilarious little interaction here. So the San Francisco Giants are in a bit of a pickle right now, and like their entire pitching setup. The Bullpen is in shambles. They really don't have a closer. Ryan Walker is terrible. They have Buster Posey, kind of like first timer, and they have Tony Vitello. So here's what happened yesterday in the Pirates game. They're looking for a pitcher in the bullpen, and they make the call. The manager makes the call, but nobody in the bullpen was ready for it, and nobody knows who to send. So absolute confusion and chaos ensues. This is a major league team trying to decide on who should pitch next in the middle of a game.
Tony Vitello, the rookie skipper, right out of college, University of Tennessee, and to the big leagues. A little bit of confusion. J.T. Brubaker, the former Pirate. And Jesse Chavez in the middle there is the bullpen coach. He's trying to figure out, who do you want? Matt Gage is the lefty.
What do you do? Huh?
The
Me?
former Pirate.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out right there, and you may be saying, well, with O'Neal Cruz coming up.
Take your pick.
Lefty. Yeah, you figure it's going to be the lefty.
That's the manager right there. This guy. Look at him. He's looking. He's like, who do I got out there even? Like, who could I even send? Hands on the hips. Well, who do you want, boss? So funny, man. Athletes, they're just like us. Seeing if I got any other funny clips for you guys, but I think we are. Oh, we had a that's right. We had a walk-off blast for Mother's Day. So we'll always show that. Brewers walk off the Yankees. Brewers had a series against the Yankees. Might have swept them. Here we go.
It's in the ninth. Terang in the center field. Grisham is on the run. Grisham looks up, and there she goes.
Boom.
Bryce Terang walks off the Yankees. Somebody get Billy Hall on the phone. 20 years later, the Brewers get a walk-off on Mother's Day. And it is Terang who wins it.
It's got to be the most defeating walk ever. Back to the dugout after you give up the walk-off homer. And he's got the little bubblegum bucket as the hat. I love that. All right, so I forgot this on the board, but before we get to today in sports history and spin the globe, real quick, the controversy surrounding this Arsenal win, which I don't think is controversial at all. It's like the most obvious thing ever. Came down to this play, and I don't want to get copywritten by the English Premier League because it's already happened twice. So I'm hoping that this GIF does the trick. Right there, folks, is the goalie of Arsenal, David Raya, trying to save the ball, which as the goalie, he's the only guy who can use his hands. And here is the arm of a West Ham player literally like trying to prevent him from jumping. So if that's not a foul, like you can't even do this in football, in American football, with like pads and stuff where people are trying to tackle each other. Like that is also a penalty. That's a defensive hold. That would be 10 yards and a first down. So for people to say that you can't call this and it shouldn't, you can't go to the replay and it shouldn't decide again, get out of here. Like that's ridiculous. This is absolutely a foul. You can't, this guy, he's literally trying to do his job, and the guy's like preventing him physically from doing it. I understand you're allowed to make contact in a corner kick, but it's absolutely a foul. And it sucks that it happened in such a critical moment in the game, but you got to call that. Like that's why you have the instant replay, because that's not a legal play. And it's obvious. And that is my piece on the VAR. So Arsenal are 5 points clear with 2 matches left. Could be a crazy couple of weeks for Arteta and Arsenal. Whenever a game is decided by last minute call, it'll be controversial, even when it's right. Yeah, I get it. But that's why as time as we let time go on and it's not the heat of the moment, we can objectively look back and say, yes, they got it right. That's actually not that crazy of a call because it was the right one. All right. So today in sports history, I was the one who made this post because the moment is near and dear to me. All right. So before I'll just go to the post. Before the Warriors had Steph Curry and before they had the dynasty, the Splash Bros, Klay Thompson, they had this team, this little scrappy team that was an 8 seed. And they had this little rallying cry called We Believe. They upset the 67-win Dallas Mavericks, and then they played the Utah Jazz. And this was at a time when, the Warriors just weren't, they were kind of like in limbo. They weren't great. They weren't bad. Pre-Steph Curry, like 7 years before Steph Curry, Baron Davis had one of the most ridiculous dunks, which led to the loudest crowd pop still to this day. I think it's like up there. It's got to be top 5 for me on Andrei Kirilenko. And you have, I think, also a Hall of Fame call from Mike Tirico, who's been everywhere today on the program, deservedly so. I think he's always at the top of his game. So I want to hearken back and listen to the call and watch the play. This is in 2007, May 11th, 2007.
And then getting the basketball, because a lot of good things will happen, not just with him scoring, but then also it'll open up.
Hello. I love Hubie there. Oh, talk about just like cocking it back and just detonating. Andrei Kirilenko, by the way, first team all defense, like all world defender. His nickname was AK-47. It's like the Russian weapon, basically. Incredible nickname. Mike Tirico, the most underrated commentator of his generation. Yeah. He was, I mean, look, this is what, 19 years ago, and he had the call like that? The guy just doesn't age. I love Hubie too, just like so casually. Hello. Let's watch again.
And then getting the basketball, because a lot of good things.
Listen to the crowd pop.
Just with him scoring, but then also it'll open up.
Hello. Baron's like, I don't even know what I just did. He like puts the shirt over his head. He gets a technical. It's like, whoops. Hands off. Look at this. On your head.
Timeout in Baron's house.
Full extension. Steven Jackson's like, cool down, man. So that is your Tish for today. All right. We are coming up on the hour. So we will get to Globeland. It is time. Because we're on day 19. No, day 18. Day 18. Producer's just going, I don't even. Get it together, man. She's like, get it together, man. I don't even know. Figure your globe out. All right, let's give her a spin. Yesterday we had Brazil. Ready? Ooh, Paraguay. Okay, so here we're on the right track. There's 31 days left. There's 31 days in May. Okay, but I'm counting June 11th as a day that we're going to do the final spin, the final country. It counts as a day. There's a discrepancy here, but we won't let that take away from Paraguay. All right, so number 41 ranked country, according to FIFA, 9 World Cup appearances. Not bad. Here's the outline. Where are they? Oh, wow. So they're like right in Central South America. Wow. They're landlocked. I didn't know that. Okay. So if you're from Paraguay, you are Paraguayan. Their capital is Asuncion, largest city also. Population of just under 7 million. They speak Spanish and Guarani. 9 appearances, best finishes in the quarterfinals. Presidential Republic is the government. Topography. Gran Chaco, lowlands west. Paraná region east. Paraguay River spine. Agriculture, soy, and beef, hydroelectric, and textiles and tobacco. Those are the major industries. Main exports, soybeans, electricity, beef, soybean meal. Imports, refined petroleum, cars. I'm telling you, this is just a symptom of AI. Just there's something happened here. There's no way, unless everybody's a podcaster now, which I speak for myself. No way the broadcasting equipment is like the main export worldwide for all these countries. Pesticides. Okay, here we go. Flag. The red. Justice, equality, courage, and patriotism. That's the first time I have not seen blood associated with red. Shout out Paraguay. Thank you. White, peace, unity, and purity. Blue, liberty, truth, and generosity. The observe emblem, the national coat of arms, yellow star of May surrounded by olive and palm. The reverse emblem, the treasury seal, a lion guarding the Firigan cap of liberty. Interesting. Horizontal red, white, blue tricolor, the only national flag with different emblems on each side. Wow. Very cool. All right, so the culture. We have sopa paraguaya. I imagine that's a soup. Chipa, asado, beiju, and terere. Totally butchered that. Itiapu was the world's largest dam until 2008, shared with Brazil. Did you know? Okay. Key dates. 1811, independence from Spain. 1864, the Triple Alliance War. 1998, World Cup round of 16. Chilavert in parentheses. Interesting. 2010, quarterfinal, best ever. Notable people. Augusto Roa Bastos. Jose Luis Chilavert. Oh, okay. I imagine he was an incredible player for them. Roque Santa Cruz and Justo Villar. History. 9 appearances, quarterfinal finish in 2010. 27 matches, 7 wins, 10 draws, 10 losses. And they have been a little short in the goal department. More goals scored than more contributed. More goals scored than contributed. They qualified on September 4th, 2025, 15th out of the 48. They're in our group? No way. Wow. Okay, so this is the competition, folks. Interesting. They play us second. Okay. That's our second match. We got Paraguay. All of a sudden. All of a sudden, I'm like, huh. All right, so yeah, the competition is like, I don't know. They got a great flag. They got a great color scheme. I'll give them that. U.S. second, Australia third. Let's take a look. Let's scout them out. Gustavo Gomez. Palmeiras. Okay, we saw these guys at the Club World Cup. 3 Copa Libertadores. 3 Copa Libertadores titles with Palmeiras. Brasileiro ×4 and Paraguay captain, age 33. And we have Miguel Almiron. Oh, did you know? Has more than 100 caps for Paraguay, among the most for any Paraguayan defender ever. Wow. Miguel Almiron, Newcastle. Newcastle's first 20 million euro signing. MLS Cup with Atlanta United. Okay, so he plays in the MLS. 2-time MLS All-Star. Very nice. When he joined Newcastle, Atlanta gave him an emotional send-off, including a key to the city. Very nice. Julio and Ciso plays for Ipswich, 22 years old, nearly goal of the season nominee in 2022 for Brighton. Paraguay's youngest senior debutant since 2008. Championship loanee at Ipswich. Did you know his half volley versus Manchester City in 2023 was named Premier League Goal of the Month from outside of the box? Dang. I wish we could watch Premier League stuff. Wish they weren't so strict. Oh, he has 86. Thank you, Flame. So random. Like, why would you hallucinate that? Antonio Sanabria, age 29, Serie A regular for half a decade, Paraguay's first choice 9 for 2 cycles, Genoa and Torino mainstay. Did you know? Came through Roma's academy, sold without a senior appearance for 5 million euros, but eventually returned to Italy. Okay. And then Diego Gomez for Brighton, 22 years old, MLS standout with Inter Miami alongside Messi. Premier League move to Brighton in 2025, Paraguay's youngest South American championship starter. Played alongside Messi at Inter Miami, credits one Messi training ground tip with changing his career. It's pretty much how it works, man. Like that's who you think of when you think of Paraguay, Sanabria. Okay, Antonio. But just to finish that thought on Messi, if he is in your presence, your career will certainly take off. That's why they call him Messi the Magician. Style of play, traditional Paraguayan grit, compact, physical, counterattacking. Alfaro defensive first. Ooh, fantastic. Wow. We better figure out our kid situation when we play them because that would be confusing. I wouldn't know who's who. This is very US to me. Projection, 57%. Okay. Tier 4 underdog. Group stage exit is the baseline. And that is your country for the final 48, day 18. We are out of time, overtime. We are late to a very important date, very important call. Today is Monday. It is a beautiful day to rate games. My name is Nick Mark George. Thank you for spending time with me this morning. I will be here same time, same place tomorrow. Until then.